Alright, so Blake here from Aftermath Airsoft, and I'm doing an unboxing and installation of WE G17 parts that I just ordered from evike.com. This is my G17. It's stock, besides a little Magwell thumb rest I installed, but okay. Evike Airsoft Con 2013. It's pretty awesome. That's the receipt. Pretty awesome. Okay. Angel Custom 6.01 inner barrel for my Glock. I'll install that. Future Energy piston head. It's blue. I'll install that as well. The ISC something or another Magwell, I got it in silver. The Marui or WE hop-up bucking. This is the stock one, but might as well get it, have an extra one. And the Angel Custom loading muzzle. This is the newest one they got out. Yep, there we go. Alright. First, I'm going to install the Angel Custom 6.01 inner barrel. It'll probably be the quickest. Okay, and here's the inner barrel. Looks very nice. It's got two plugs on the end to keep it from getting anything inside through transportation. Okay. So this is it compared to the original WE G17 inner barrel. Slightly longer, not going to be any kind of a problem. And has a nice little Angel Custom 6.01 times 97 millimeters engraving on the side. Cool. Alright. So, I'm going to use the new bucking I just got. And it's going to click on, just a little pop on. That shows it's nice and secure. I don't know if it's possible to see through this. Nice and clean, factory cleaned. Perfect. Okay, and I'll put the other half right on top of it. Clicks right into place. Make sure everything's lined up, which it is perfectly. Okay. Pop those two screws back in. Okay, you don't want it to go too tight because you don't want to strip a screw, or what I'm guessing this is aluminum, you don't want to strip the inner threading of that either. So it's nice and snug. Make sure everything's together, there's no cracks, lines. Make sure your barrel's perfectly centered with the bucking that's pushing down into it, which it is. Everything looks great. Good. Okay, inner barrel has been installed. And pop it right back in. Next, I'll install the loading muzzle and the piston head. Okay, these will be done kind of at the same time because the piston head is inside the loading muzzle, so we're just going to put them together all at once. There's the loading muzzle, dark gray. It actually has a little bit of a burr on one side. I'm going to trim that off. If you guys do have this, be careful you don't trim too much off. And if you need help from somebody, I would do it because you might mess up the function of your gun. Okay, slide is done. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm taking the entire unit off. Unscrew that screw, the back sight comes off, pop the screw out. I put it with it just so I don't get it lost. And with a little bit of pushing, the whole entire unit itself will come out, like that. So now you have an empty slide, nothing in it. Okay, major part that you need in this gun is this spring right here. If you can't see that, it's right here. This is what keeps the nozzle back when you're racking the slide. The hop-up nozzle will spring back into place because of the spring. If you lose the spring, dent it, bend it, anything like that, you're going to have a problem in your gun, so make sure that that is nice and safe. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. Okay, and your loading nozzle will come out. There's two little feet on it. Make sure those things don't hit anything on the way out. And okay, and it's out. Next, I'm going to take out the screw holding the piston head in place. I'm going to pop that out. Okay. This is the old piston head. This is the stock one that comes with all G17s by WE G17. And this is the new Future Energy piston head. It is an actual metallic blue, made of metal, CNC'd. It looks very, very nice. Okay, now I'm going to install it. It comes with this O-ring. This O-ring is very important. It keeps the seal proper so you get the same FPS in every shot. Without that, you're going to be leaking. You're going to have different FPS every shot, basically. Okay, so this goes right inside, just like so. That. Okay. Basically the opposite of what I just did. Putting it in. Now I'm screwing it back down. Nice and tight. And just like I said before, not too tight because you don't want to strip your screw or strip the aluminum that it's housing in. Okay, nice and snug. And I'm going to put this on, just like so. I like to do it with the teeth down. You just pop them in like that. You slide it right over it, just like that. Okay, and just reverse order. Take that spring that I was talking about earlier, put it in. I like to keep it on the right side. Some people, you can put two in both sides. I haven't bought another one because I don't really need it, but if you need a little bit more power in that, you can buy another spring, put it on the double side. Okay, now I'm going to be putting it back into your gun. Make sure you hold this upright so the spring doesn't drop out. So you're going to have to put it over like this. It's going to pop right back into place like that. Now you can turn it over because the top of the slide is holding the spring in. take your sight, put it in, hold it so it doesn't flop out, put that screw back in, tighten it down, nice and snug. Okay. And that springing action is exactly what I wanted. That's perfect. I'm going to take this P-Force silicone oil, just give it a light spray right over it a couple times. Get it nice and slippery so there's no friction. If you sense that there's any friction in here, now take it out, make sure nothing's rubbing, because this is a very essential part of your gun. Okay, so this comes with three things. The Magwell itself, this little cork that goes into your gun itself, and these two screws that hold them together in your gun. Okay, and these are nice CNC'd metal. They have a good weight to them. Nice and shiny, and fingerprints do not come off on them. Okay, for this screw it comes with, you need a Torx wrench. Kind of hard to find. I'm lucky my dad had one. Yep. So it fits in. Okay, now that that's all put together, ready to put it back together. Okay, so take your barrel and inner barrel, slide it in, pop it back in place, take your guide spring, place it in, center that spring, and that's it. Put together. You can see the function of that loading nozzle. That slides back right there. Perfect. Alright, so that's it. Hey guys, it's Blake from Aftermath Airsoft, and I'm going to be doing a review on my WE G17 and Future Energy Piston Head review / overview. So, in my previous video, I installed this Future Energy Piston Head and this Angel Custom loading muzzle. I installed them, worked fine, everything was well, shot it probably 200 times, and I experienced some issues, and I'm going to go over those. Okay, for those of you who do not know, the piston head keeps the seal within your loading muzzle so you maintain a good FPS and seal. This is one I have in my G17, another one because this did not work, but if you do not know, this is the piston head. So, what happens with these, if you guys can see these little holes go all the way through, these are designed with an O-ring that goes over this, like so. And I know it covers those holes, but they still have a purpose. Basically, when it's inside of this, it's going to be inside all the way down, and when gas is put into this, through this hole, out of your magazine, it's designed for gas to go inside and to push out of these little holes that you can see, to push out this O-ring against the inner walls of this to give it a better seal and, in theory, a better function. Sounds great, sounds awesome, that's why I bought it, but problem I faced, the gas pushes out the O-ring so much that when it does slide back inside, it goes just barely out and it catches because the O-ring is expanded because of the gas, and it catches on the very end of this loading muzzle, and it will literally rip and jam your gun so bad that you cannot push your slide forward or pull it back. That is not good. Any of you have ever experienced that, 99% of the problem is this right here. So, your alternative is these stock WeTech or Garter piston heads. If you can see the difference, one has an O-ring that's circular. This one's all cut up because it kept getting jammed. And if you can see, this is angled out, kind of like a bell shape, like this. And what that basically does is, while it's inside, it gives it a smoother passage, or when it slides, it doesn't go all the way out and it does not catch because there are not small holes like there are in the Future Energy one in here. This is solid. This one is plastic. This is the one that comes with every WeTech gun. I would recommend this, but there's also metal ones of these that come with some WeTech 1911s. I'll go into that. I have that in my gun right now. But these do not have holes inside and does not push out that O-ring. I've experienced much better seals. Generally, it just works better. Yes, it's plastic, it can break, but I think they're $8 online if you go to WeTech.com, or you can buy them from eVike. I'll put a link below. Okay, so what I have installed right now in my WeTech G17 is what I was talking about earlier, the metal piston heads that come in the WeTech 1911s, Dragon, all of those. And I'll show you those right now. Okay, another thing, stock, the WeTech comes with one nozzle spring. I installed another one to keep it back, so it's a little bit stronger. It's double the spring, so if you know what that does, it basically pulls it back, hence getting it ready to load another BB. That's what those are for. And pop those out. Okay, so pull the nozzle out. As you can see, it is metal, a little heavier duty. And it is identical to the WeTech plastic ones, besides slight extra lip on the bottom. It is slightly larger. I've experienced nothing problematic about that. They seem to perform just about the same. Haven't found any difference, except this one is heavier and it is stronger and it's less prone to breaking. Okay, so I'm putting it back in. Okay, nice and snug. I'm going to put the loading muzzle back in. It's reverse order. Put the two muzzle springs back in. And insert the housing back into the upper receiver of the gun. The rear sight back on. Run the screw. Nice and snug so you don't strip the plastic of the sight. Another problem I've experienced is this Angel Custom loading muzzle. It is slightly off of the WeTech stock loading muzzle. Here's another one I can show you. And all I've experienced is problems with this. I would not recommend it. It says it's compatible with the WE G17s. It's not. Don't buy it. Okay. For one, they do look slightly different. Not any bit of a problem. The height is slightly different. If you can tell, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters bigger on this one. This is the problem right here. This screw hole to hold everything in and this one here are completely different. This one on the Angel Custom is lower, meaning you can't put in the internals of this into this. And that is a huge problem because your gun won't function without them. So what I did is I basically took it out, put it in my toolbox, never going to use it again, wouldn't ever buy it again, wouldn't recommend buying it ever again to anyone. That's basically it. Okay, now I'm going to review what I've done to my WE G17 besides the internals that I've shown in the video before. What I've done so far, I sanded these down. I like the look of them being sanded down. What I did is I put tape on both sides, and I got sandpaper, like so, and I did it in one direction, sanded it this way. If you sand in opposite directions, you'll end up getting opposite direction scratches, and it doesn't look very good. So what I'll do is you just go in one direction, back and forth, both sides, and I like how it looks, so that's what I've done to that. I have a garter guide rod. This was, I think, $8 on e-Vike. I'll put a link in the description below. Absolutely worth it. It's a stronger spring. It just seems to perform better than the stock G17 one that comes with all the WE Techs. This gun performs very well. One problem I did experience with this Magwell that I bought on e-Vike was that it will not fit the WE Tech mags with the mag plates on them. So what I had to do is get a belt sander and sand these down in an angled fashion. As you can see, I spray paint them tan. As you can see, these are not tan anymore because I did have to sand them down to make them fit. That's a bit of a problem for you who don't have a sander. I luckily did, but I just kind of think it's ridiculous to sell something that isn't compatible with the mags how they are. Besides that, I made it work. Everything works fine. This is it. Okay, just a quick recap on this Angel Custom 6.01 by 97mm inner barrel. I've been using it about a week. Love it. Absolutely amazing. Worth the price. I think it was $30. If you have this gun, I would recommend buying it. Flawless. No problems whatsoever. Yeah. I wanted to go quick review of my Insight XTI Pro Scion. This is a flashlight, single bulb. This is what I use occasionally when I airsoft. It's designed for the Glock sized models. It slides on nice and tight, clicks on. It has 3 different brightness modes: pressure, always on, and the strobe where you click it twice. At SC Viper, we're not allowed to use the strobe, so I try not to do that. What I'll do is I just hold it down with my right thumb when I do want to shoot, and I let go when I do not. If ever I want to keep it on, you can just flip it up like so, and then whatever you do, it'll be on until you decide to turn it off. Here's the chrono test of my custom WE G17. Using 2 O's and the AMP tactical chronograph. .341, 323, 326, and 321. And that's the review / overview of my G17. I purchased this G17 at Airsoft Extreme in San Diego. For all of you who have never been there, great store, great people inside, always willing to help you out. They're very honest. If you have any questions regarding what to buy, they're going to help you because they want you to have fun in Airsoft. And their priority is to get you started and not to just make a large profit. I've experienced nothing but good times going there. I go there probably once to twice a month. Always have a really good experience there. Love the guys in there. They have a large selection of things. Basically, they have all the Glock series. They have a lot of Tokyo Marui parts and pistols. And for those of you who haven't been there, I would suggest going there, getting a feel of it. Great place, great people. And yeah, okay. So, this is Blake from Aftermath Airsoft, signing off. Okay, here's a quick shooting review of the WE G17. 2 O's. Here we go. There's Obama.
Yo, motherfuckers, I'm gonna be doing a review on this gun I got the other day from my boy. But I don't know what it's called, but I got it from my boy. Damn, that's some accuracy.